Welcome, for real this time, to our final week of the regular season of ETF2L Season 38. How's it going? It's GlobalClan.EU versus the Bus Crew. I am Surny, joined by Arch on the production and Beater on the microphone. How's it going, bud?
Oh, I am doing well. I've got a 3-day weekend. I just figured out that we're watching this, but I'm so happy that it's on because this is really important playoff potential in the standings that we have going on here. Basically, if our wonderful production could show us the league table, that will basically show it to you guys perfectly. And that is that you can see currently we have Aura Electro sitting there in fourth place with 14 points. And then we have GlobalClan.EU sitting with 12 points, and then Bus Crew's like down on 3. So Bus Crew, they're not getting into playoffs. But Global Clan, they can get in there. They just need 3 points, and they will knock Aura Electro down in there. And this, I think, is this the last week?
This is the last week before playoffs, so this is going to decide it.
Yeah,
this is a very important match. This is gonna have huge playoff implications because I mean, this is the last match as well, right? Or is there one more coming up? There's one more coming up on Sunday, I believe, right? So, I mean, that's Nerd Rage top 5. So, you know, neither of those are gonna have a huge impact probably on these standings. But if Global Clan does get enough points here, they will knock Aura out of the playoffs, as you've mentioned. So, obviously, they're gonna be trying to grab those points. Bus Crew, they're just playing to mess with them at this point, right? They want to probably try to upset that, if anything at all. They're already playing with 2 Mercs apparently tonight, so they're just here for the sake of being here, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess we should go over the stats of Global Clan, or just the lineup to show you guys, and then we'll hopefully figure out who the Mercs are for for the Bus Crew, and then we can hopefully update those stats. But yeah, let's start out here with Global Clan. As you can see, we've got Flick on Scout, we got Ixie, who's just been a beast all season, and then of course you've got Daga on Demo Man, kind of the newcomer into Prem, and he's been doing really well, almost hitting that 300 DPM. Got Charlie on Pocket Soldier. I'm pretty sure he has the most air shots for the season. I haven't quite checked up on that. But, you know, it's up there. It's almost 9 air shots per map.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. Yep, that's the short end of that. And then we've got Matters on Roamer. And then we got good old Doey dropping some Ubers on Medic. So a very strong roster, kind of up and coming. I think I predicted them going 4th, ending up in 4th in this season. So I'm very happy with that. I also predicted Bus Crew 5th, so oops, I think.
You win some, you lose some.
Exactly.
You can't be 100% accurate every time.
Yeah, very much so. You got to take the little victories you can get there. So important part is I predicted Bus Crew, our good old friends here from Global Clan to finally make their breakthrough season, and it looks like they're definitely poised to make it into the playoffs if we just go by previous results of the season. But this has also been a season where everyone's been beating everyone basically.
Yeah, there's been a lot of back and forth. I mean, you know, there are teams that definitely underperformed, like the Bus Crew. I think people probably expected them to perform a lot better. Obviously, we had a team die in the first week. That, you know, it shakes up the table a little bit at the end of the day. But then, like, teams taking maps off of each other in ways you really wouldn't expect it throughout the entire couple of months. Yeah, it's been interesting to follow. Just from a scoreline, you wouldn't expect some teams to do as well as they did, and vice versa.
Yeah, indeed. So let's just put up the Bus Crew roster. I guess we just go through it as it's been this season, and then we'll talk you through who we think are missing. But we've definitely got Martin on Medic, classic med here. Kind of been struggling this season, I think, so far. And then we got Jan coming back on Demo Man. Hasn't even been looking that rusty, which I would kind of expect. I think he took some time off. And then we've got either Warped and Poison. One of them are missing, and Raph's going to be in here. So that should be kind of interesting. That's some strong main calls, actually. I'm kind of interesting how the Warped Raph combo would work with calls. That might just be too much clutter, but who knows? Raph is a very experienced gamer, so whoever he replaces is going to be very, very strong. And then we've got Slash and Hemp on Scout. Probably the weakest scouts in Prem if you just go by stats. And I think they're both new to Prem, and it's been quite a struggle. And having a good scout pair is probably the one defining thing that you need in a really good team. And Slash and him, I think, are the two lowest damage players in all of Prem outside of medics. So that's probably been their Achilles heel so far this season, if I
It
had to
could
guess.
very well be. We also know that one of the two of them isn't playing tonight either. I believe Hemp is not going to be playing, and we're going to get who was it? We're going to
I think it was
get
Utka.
Utka instead, exactly.
Yeah.
So, if that's a big shakeup, who knows?
Yeah, like I actually really like Utka. I think he's a very strong scout. I'm not sure what he goes on doing his stats, so I couldn't find him. So you're just gonna have to look at him. But I actually think we should look at a soldier matchup that I'm really interested in watching, and that
Hmm.
is the Charlie versus Wart matchup. Because like Charlie has been really, really strong this season, been doing very well. Number one in air shots, obviously most important, but also doing a lot of damage per minute, and he's also kind of taking a lot of heals. And then I think Wart, on the other hand, he doesn't have that impressive stats, but he is on a losing team, and whenever I watch Ward play, I'm always really impressed with his decision making and just able his ability to just control the game.
Yeah, I've noticed like from the few matches that I've seen him and watched him play, he seems like a very methodical and coordinated player, right? Um he really takes his time and he really picks the exactly right window to go in and to lead his team and stuff like that. So uh that's definitely something to look out for.
Yeah, his Uber exchanges are always really fun to watch. Whenever a soldier does end up getting them, that's obviously not something you see.
Rarely.
Yeah, not these days. But let's look at the medics while we have all these wonderful stats going on here for us. So, like we've got Dowie versus Martin, and Dowie, I think a lot of people meaned on him, but he's actually been pretty good. And then Martin, I think they're the much more experienced medic, but on the other hand, I've seen him drop some really weird Ubers this season, so not sure what's the cause of that. But I mean, look at that. I think rank first in deaths is bad. I think that's how it works.
Yeah,
I,
I don't think you want to be first in like the amount of times you've died. Yeah, it's probably not a
yeah, like
good thing,
sometimes
but
we will flip it, so like the fewer the better. But I don't think we did that with devs here. I think I'm not 100% sure about that.
I mean, considering his average deaths per map is higher than Martin's, and he's ranked higher in deaths, I don't think it's
Yeah,
flipped. Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
very much.
like every other stat.
Yeah, but at least he has fewer heals done. So yeah,
I
it
guess.
definitely yeah, like Martin has had really good output in that regard. He doesn't have as many assists and he doesn't have as many deaths. So that kind of tells me that he's probably like a little more passive medic who focuses more on staying alive and like healing people up so they can go back into the fight. Whereas Dowie's probably more in the thick of things, trying to surf
Mm.
rockets and just like doling out those heals no matter what, and it's getting him killed in a bunch of times. And also, interestingly, we can see he has used some crit streaks, whereas Martin has just not at all.
Yeah, like Martin, I guess has just never run crits at all this entire season, which is quite surprising. I mean, again, you could pin it on the fact that maybe he's just not getting kept alive as much. Maybe that's their team's been struggling, maybe because the scouts aren't performing as well as other scouts in comparison would be. So maybe he just doesn't even get the opportunity to really use crits ever. The team gets rolled way too quickly, or there's no good opportunity to ever use them if you're losing all the time, right? So
Yeah, for some reason, people seem to quite like Kritzkrieg on Metalworks, which is a little odd to me because there's usually just like a bunch of small doors and just like hallways, so it's pretty easy to just completely cramp and shut down at Kritzkrieg. But for some reason, we see it a lot more on Metalworks. I don't know if it's just because people are less used to the map, so they just figure let's just mix it up with some Kritzkriegs. But but
yeah,
who
maybe
knows?
it's the idea of maybe people are slightly less familiar with the map because you haven't played it as much as some of the other ones in Europe. So maybe you can just catch people off guard when they're holding, right? You can just maybe get a cheeky little push through somewhere in like say the alleyway or something when somebody's not looking for a quick moment, and then potentially get a nice little crit sticky onto the team. But yeah, otherwise I can't really think of a reason why people would want to use it on this map over any other map either.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like it's a pretty classic crits creek going into the door. Like I call it the Habib crits because they always try it, and it looks like it's poison that's missing. So so we got the Raph Roamer, which is good because he dies a lot anyway. Even he doesn't take that many heals even when he's pocket. But do you have any predictions going into this here? Because I believe it's Metalworks and Snakewater.
Hmm. Is it Snakewater? I thought it was Process as the second
Oh,
match.
is it?
I think so, because at least when we first joined DSTV, it was on Process, and the match page also says Process, so I think it's gonna be that,
Ah,
but
okay, I believe
who
it.
knows? Maybe they decided to change things up. No, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, obviously, if Bus Crew still take it seriously at all, right? If they just want to put on a show or whatever, and if they, maybe they get along better now, maybe they've gotten better over the season, right? They could definitely put up a bit of a fight here. I mean, obviously the scouts are a little outmatched, but beyond that, Buskrew is still a solid team, and they can definitely put up a bit of a fight. But I don't think many people expect them to win, so I'm gonna be conservative in my guess and say Global Clan probably takes both maps. Maybe a little closer than you would anticipate, but probably still gonna take both maps without having to go to a golden cap or anything like that.
Yeah, I could totally see. I agree that Global Clan probably gonna win, but I could definitely see like a 5-3 or two,
Hmm,
like a
hmm.
2-3 or something like that in favor of Global Clan. So I think it's going to be very close. And just a reminder that this season has been super close throughout the entire thing, and everyone can beat everyone. And we are now live. And once again, Global Clan, they need 3 points in order to advance to the playoffs and knock out Aura Electro. So Eames is just sitting there biting his nails, watching this. But take it as way in this first mid, Surny.
Let's see how these teams try to handle their mids here. Obviously, it's the normal start to mid. Demos exchange a bit of spam. Soldiers jumping high from Busker, actually going deep right away, but not really getting much done. Martin is actually going to be the first man to fall on the side of the Busker as well, but players are falling on the side of Global Clan as well, with Doey being the only survivor after a very quick cleanup by Bus Crew players. He's gonna live and he's gonna escape with half an Uber, but nobody to heal, so Bus Crew do take the first mid.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like a second hold for them. Toei got out really early on there, so good job by him. There is going to be, I thought, at least an attempt to capture second here. It looks like Slash and the Soldier is going to try to do that, but they're being very hesitant. They know there's going to be heals coming out there to greet them, so they just don't even try to take the fight. They just back off. So we're going to be left with Doey on the pretty fat. We see Raph, he's going to be up in the rafters. That makes some sense. Or is that like a vent or something? Oh,
I think it's a vent.
Yeah. But Raph in the rafters sounded cooler. But anyway, we're about to see this Uber push come in here with Mattis leading the charge.
Yeah, he bombs in a little bit. It makes a little bit of ground for his team. And Charlie's actually going to be the first player to fall, though. They do pick up warps in exchange, so they've traded some soldiers here. But that's pretty much all Bus Crew want to do. They don't really want to take this until they have their own Uber coming up on it now. So they're going to give up the mid for the time being and wait for an exchange on second instead, that they at least have any opportunity and chance of trying to win when you're not going up against the full ad. And
yeah, Mattis
like
is in deep though, but look how far back Martin is. There's even a scout going in below.
Ixie. Is he gonna get onto? No, he's gonna get cleaned up as well. They're not gonna let him. They're not gonna let him get away with that one. Martin's gonna heal up his team again, and now Global Clan down 2 players are gonna have to at least make a little bit of room in the lobby here. Back out to mid again. Obviously, Bus Crew are gonna take this opportunity to roll forward a little bit immediately, try to take a bit of ground as well through Valley. Really being the space that they might want though. Raph is trying to get in on the side as well. Not quite working out for him. Warp going dangerously low, so they're really not able to take much ground here at all. So maybe get a better position. Utka is gonna go down.
Yeah, they didn't manage to quite send in the soldiers in time. They were obviously had a bunch of space going into that because 2 players were down on the side of Global Clan, but they were just so slow to get in there that the spawners just came in and then they did not quite get out in time. So now there's going to be a ton of pressure coming in here. Charlie is in. He's pretty deep. He's just putting on the pressure. You see Daga's actually on the point. That's how deep Global Clan have made their way in there. Mattis is going to eventually get taken down, but Jan goes down. That's no stickies to hold anyone back, and the Uber has been forced out of Martin.
Yep, and there's no threat whatsoever onto Doe. He has not got to use it whatsoever. He doesn't even have to use it to save any of his players. And they're just going to be rolling it forward through lobby.
Yeah,
Raph
Raph's
is behind.
behind.
Might go for a bit of a cheeky backup or just maybe a flank here, as there's already ×4 on the point. Yeah, that's a quick one.
Yeah, that was no backcast coming from that one. That was just very quickly onto the point. No stickies, no nothing on that point. They just capped out immediately. Saw an opening and just made it in there. But just the fact that they were able to pop Martin that easily and not even have Doey like exchange just made it such a good opportunity for GlobalClan to go in there. And they just did not waste it, just piling all the players onto the point, capping it out immediately. And that's going to be 1-0 here for GlobalClan.
As we head into our second mid, Daga being denied a little bit by early spam, so better positioning here, or opportunities for the bus crew, but with Warp jumping in behind, pretty much the only player. Jan is actually going to pick up Ixi, so the first player to kill is going to be him. Warp picks up Doey as well. Itka does crater though. Doey being dead means no heals for GlobalClan though, and if they can keep Martin alive on the side of the bus crew, or at the very least, you know, rotate him into a safer position, they can certainly have a chance to retake this mid, even though they don't have the positions right now.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-3 situation, and they're kind of just turtling around their own medic, making sure that Martin doesn't get picked. It's always really uncomfortable in these situations where you're like in uneven amount of players, when a bunch of players have died, but you have a medic and they don't, so they have 3 combat classes for instance to your 2. So you can very easily just get overwhelmed. So they decide to just back out of mid here, let GlobalClan take the mid, and now they're going to just push in here, and it's just going to be an Uber onto Jan, it looks like.
Yeah, they're actually going to try to take this in as best they can, but they don't really meet their targets. I mean, they did a lot of damage to Charlie and Matt. Both soldiers are very low, but they don't manage to finish anybody off with the Uber, so they essentially traded it in for a midpoint. And a 40% disadvantage is Doey's obviously getting up on his own Uber now, and obviously GlobalClan are going to try to retake this as best they can, as quickly as they can, maybe even just... Yeah, I mean, they're going to get the Uber before they even arrive at mid, so they're going to be able to completely roll this chariot forward however they like, however they wish to approach it. They will have the opportunity to.
It's really important for Bus Crew to actually force out his Uber, otherwise... Oh no, Martin just goes down. He just died to Ixi. He just runs into him, kills out Martin. That's so weird. Like, the medic being the only one to die, Doe didn't even have to pop. This is a disaster. Like, Martin getting picked like that is just unforgivable. You can never let that happen. So now it's going to be a huge advantage for Doe. Nobody's even on second. Like, everyone on Bus Crew, they're just like putting their tail between their legs and running back to last because that was bad.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your medic in a situation like that. Not only are you already down the Uber, but then your medic just dies, and now Doe has a full Uber to try and use into last here, as GlobalClan mount themselves in the lobby, ready to push in, use early, just to not even have a chance of dying to that sniper. The sentry is level 2, it's up on the side, and it only now goes down. It took quite a long time to get rid of that. Stickies are still on the point as well, and there's only a bit of cap time as the Uber has faded. Warp is going to be the first player to go down, but Matt gets taken down quickly after. Utke gets taken down as well, though, so the frags are definitely falling in favor of GlobalClan so far. Bus Crew still in a position to try and defend this point, though. Lots of players on the point. They're losing them very quickly, though. Raph, the only one left alive, he gets cleaned up, and that's going to be a quick second round for GlobalClan.
Textbook push right there. Like, threatening the point with the scouts, and then just whenever anyone puts their nose down there trying to block it, they just get absolutely nuked by the soldiers and the demo man. Just really great job there, and the scouts did it without dying as well. So if you want to look how to do a very standard last push when you have Uber advantage, and that's how to do it. So just absolute clinic being put on right now by a good old GlobalClan from the European server. And oh, look at that! Actually, Jan gonna have a huge advantage on this mid, just completely blocking out Daga.
Yeah, just completely denying, not even just him, just the entire team of GlobalClan. They're keeping them all just cramped up into lobby. Finally, some people rotating around at least a little bit into Valley there. Charlie and Ixi trying to make maybe just a bit of space on the flank, but ultimately they're going to have to give this up just off the back of Jan's amazing rollout and starting damage there. They managed to take the mid very cleanly on the side of the bus crew. No player had to be killed on either side here, so it's going to be interesting to see how they try to take this into second, with both teams having an Uber ready to go for an exchange potentially. Matt, very far forward in lobby actually. He's going to try to maybe jump behind, cause a bit of chaos. Doesn't find a medic or any viable targets, so he's just going to be a bit of a nuisance for Warp here.
Warp has give chase. Okay, eventually they're just going to run away from each other. I just want to talk a bit about that mid there, because Like the mid can be kind of a 50-50 situation for the demo. There's basically 2 doors that the enemy demo can come out of. And if you guess it right, you can just do some really disgusting stuff, and that's what Jan did there. Just guessed right, and then just shut down everyone from that mid. But the situation right now is that we have Mattis behind lines, and I think he's just biding his time, trying to distract, and then maybe you can send in like a soda from the other side, or even a scout. But he's getting... Actually, he's jumped by a soda, but he's winning so hard.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Matt! Oh my god! He just single-handedly takes out the entire flank of bus crew. Just, oh my lord, how is he even still alive? How did they let him get away with it for this long? Now, obviously, bus crew are gonna have to back out here, give up the mid. Matt gets out for free as well. No contest whatsoever. This man is on fire.
Yeah, just 1v2s them, no problem. I think that was Raph just getting schooled there. Maybe it was Warp. I don't know. Either way, that was crazy from Matt. So now it's going to be an even Uber right now. It looks like they're trying to send in Charlie from one side, and then Matt's going to come in over the top right now. He lands on the demo man. Not quite getting the medic there.
Though, ooh, manages to force off the medic by just raining into Martin, just holding W, getting him so low that he's forced to right-click and not add another drop to his statistics. Obviously, again, Dowie in absolutely no danger whatsoever, so he's gonna have a full Uber ready. And these bus crew players are all basically already out of second there because they don't want to have anything to do with this right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just gonna run away.
There's been such a pattern this game where bus crew just get forced so cleanly by Global Clan, just over and over again, right? Like how many times have we seen Martin getting picked or getting popped, and then Dowie's just not even in danger, and then the person who did it probably out as well.
Yeah, there's the Uber coming in from the far left side. The sentry isn't even up yet. The stickies are already getting cleared off the point. No bus crew players are anywhere to be seen. They do pick up a couple of players on the point, but there's so much cap time already. However, GlobalClan can't quite round it out.
Martin
They do manage to get a couple more, including Martin. So maybe with this, the heals, the heal advantage could very much turn this still in GlobalClan's favor. It looks like they're just gonna get out with their combo. Charlie is gonna follow suit as well, and they're gonna go back to second.
This is important to me. Ward actually saved himself from fall damage on last by like wall bugging, and then just like barely making it onto the crate. That was kind of cool. It didn't really matter because he was next to a wall and he had 8 HP, and then he got splashed. But it was really cool. Okay, just take my word for it. It was really nice. So well played to Ward. But it's gonna be Dowie with the pretty sizable advantage. He's on 80% right now. There's a sniper. You see Utke just charging up that laser, that beam, hoping to take him down, but that's going to be very difficult. And there's only a level 2 sentry so far.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be able to be level 3 as the Uber comes in again already. I mean, the sentry does shoot a bit, but it's not really doing much, and there it goes. Raph also taken down. Charlie is going to get picked up, but ultimately, there's so much cap time already. Just a scout walking onto this point is going to probably be enough to round it out. Ixie almost does it. Now everybody on bus crew is forced onto the point, and they just jump off for a split second for Flick to round out the cap for that third round.
Yeah, I could swear there was a scout on it, but I guess it just jumped slightly too much, and then it just gets capped out. So once again, just really good point pressure by the scouts. They're managing to get a ton of time onto it, pull everyone down there, and not dying in the process. That's kind of the big pitfall that a lot of things can go. But let's see if Jan... Actually, it's going to be...
Does it again. Oh, yeah. Almost. Actually, Matt manages to slip past, though, picks him up very early, so no demo for the bus crew on this mid-fight. A huge disadvantage to have. Obviously, they lose Warped as well, only trading in for Charlie so far. Slash, way too extended. Gonna get cleaned up as well, so the remaining bus crew players are gonna have to escape with their lives as GlobalClan takes yet another mid.
Nice little adjustment there from Matt, making sure to bomb the demo man early so Jan can't just tunnel vision onto that one choke and get everyone. Really nice job there by them. Monday has a slight... Oh my god, that air shot onto Raph. Welcome to this Merc session, Raph. As you're just getting air shot over and over again. But they're actually in super deep here, and once again, they're gonna get the force out of Martin.
Yeah, and I mean, they only lose Matt to it. He almost escaped as well, so... Now, obviously, Charlie's going to try to create a little bit of space for his team as well. And just jump back out again right away. They're going to heal themselves up and probably go for an Uber push through.
Yeah, they're down 2 right now.
Yeah.
Like, Uke hit like a laser beam on his pistol. He just randomly hit everyone. And then like a scout on the medic. gonna get the force out. Really nice job there by Uka.
Gonna slip past. He's done that a couple of times this match, I've noticed. He manages to slip past every once in a while, just go behind
He does
somebody
have
and
Gremlin
two-shot
in
them.
his name. It makes sense.
So it does make sense as to why that would work out for him. Looks like he's gonna be able to keep his team in this match at least a little bit longer as Morten comes up on his own Uber. And they're gonna have a certainly decent chance at protecting this. As Charlie gets completely picked out of the sky. Man.
Yeah, he thought he could get on to Martin, but Ward says no. This is my medic. I'm going to protect him. But then Ward just gets immediately owned by these demo men down here in the low ground. They are actually going to manage to take him down, but Ixie has snuck his way in behind. I think he's going to go for the back cap.
He could very well try, but there's two people already trying to stop him on last as well. He's just going to decide to turn around, maybe get onto Martin here. One more shot could have done it. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite hit it. Raph is going to clean him up, and ultimately, they're going to keep him alive, but the Uber does come out of Doughy, so these GlobalClan players are going to use this opportunity to just take and like secure a second and take some ground in a lobby here. Having killed both the bus crew scouts as well, Warped is on the flank. But he can't really get to the team in time. GlobalClan's already on the point. So much cap time as Flick gets taken down, but still, it's not going to be enough for GlobalClan. Bus crew actually managed to hold on ever so slightly. They take down Daga when it counts, make sure that he can't put any more sticks on the point, and he's stabilized for now. Making their way back out in the second now. There's only 3 people, so yeah, it looks like GlobalClan are not going to be wanting to defend this. They're going to back out to mid.
And also, Boss Crew, they saw all 3 of them, so they knew where everyone was, so no threat of the back cap even that. Slash going to see if he can kind of pick Mattis off that roof, make sure he goes away. But there's going to be another preemptive Uber here onto Jan, see if they can catch anyone. Looks like they actually have, but it's actually a wraparound.
Oh no, not only was that a horrible Uber that didn't really accomplish anything, but as it fades, Martin is completely caught out alone, gets wrapped around by the entire combo, and as you can see, now everything just crumples down. They do pick up Doughy at the very least, but GlobalClan are actually not looking that good. They do still have the HP here, and Utka is the only player left in, so he's a bit pretty healthy, but now there's Matt as well. He's getting pincered. Utka is not gonna live. Nice little direct there, and it's gonna be another failed push for the bus crew as Martin just now starts healing. Well, at least they killed Doughy, so you know they equalize it. But man, not a good one.
How good are you at Dutch, Surny? Oh, never mind.
Not at all.
No. Okay, me neither. So we can play a good game. What do you think? You see Martin, how his name's like Martin Poffertjes or something? What do you think that means? I bet that's a Dutch word.
It's gotta be. I have no clue what that could possibly mean.
Yeah, one
actually can't think of anything. Maybe it's some sort of food. God knows.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. It's like Poffertjes. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with like door hinge. That's what that is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. You can eat those technically. I mean, nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, let
anyway,
us know in the comments. You can look it up. We didn't cheat.
As we're shitposting in the commentary, we see a little bit of a stalemate developing. Raph is going to be trying to break a little bit by going high. We get a bit of cheeky spamming, but ultimately, things are just looking at each other through this alleyway with equal Ubers. Again, obviously GlobalClan going to be trying to maybe force Martin out here again. It's worked very well for them the past couple of times, so it could very well work for them again if somebody on GlobalClan just doesn't get seen.
Yeah, Ixie is
like Ixie right
lower.
Here, yeah.
Nobody's watching.
Charlie creates a little bit of a distraction in lobby, gets cleaned up by Warp. Raph slips through in the meantime, but Ixie's already in behind, and absolutely nobody is any wiser to that.
I don't think they know. Yeah, they really don't know. It's crazy. So
ultimately, he can't really get onto anybody, so he's just going to run out again, but man, they still managed to get the couple of kills they need here just by the pure war of attrition. I mean...
You can kind of feel that bus crew playing with 2 mercs, because so many times Ixie has just run in through lower. And that's usually a sign that a team isn't properly coordinated, that they're just leaving those kind of avenues undefended or unwatched at least. Because like they literally didn't even know Ixie was there.
Well, worked out for them. Daga, in the meantime, just walks in, almost gets another pipe onto Jon, gets piped down himself instead, Ixie. And Ixie just walks in and gets Morten. I don't even know how he keeps getting away with it, but he somehow does. And now, well, GlobalClan basically just have to wait for their team to respawn and take this last again. Bus crew, well aware of this, are trying to maybe get out a bit and maybe get onto that medic. Warped obviously is already through. Maybe just potentially trying to get anything done here. He's gonna get chased out again. They're just scurrying like rats. They're gonna have to get back to last if they even want to have a chance of defending this Ixie. He's not gonna have anything to do with that. Already storming forward. Gets actually cleaned up by Raps, so at the very least the level 3 is in as well. The Uber is obviously up. There goes that sentry, as there's a lot of cap time already. Nobody can get on the point in time. Wow. 4-0.
Man. They just get on the point immediately and take it down. I was thinking like maybe it's not going to work this time just because Ixie did actually overextend and get taken down. But it just didn't matter. Flick just stood in that corner. Like the medic was right besides him, so he could have just flashed him whenever. And he just, capped it out. He just stood there like a champ, capped it out. That's how you win games. That's going to be 4-0 here, so it's going to take a real calamity here for Busker to come back.
Yeah, I mean, it's always possible, never say never, but certainly it's not looking good for them. Maybe this is already match point. Warp is going to pick up Charlie early here. A nice little bomb, and Matt goes down as well, so no soldiers for Global Clan. They're going to be having some trouble trying to hold off these players as Ixie gets taken down as well. So again, Busker looking pretty good on the mid-fight. However, it's going to be the conversion that matters here, and if they can convert it into, well, what looks to be a last push at this rate, because Global Clan are just so far back in lobby already. Maybe wanting to contest second a little bit now, as Utka does slip through and does pick up at least Flick, but ultimately, yeah, Busker are going to have to back out again, give up the second push.
Yeah, they kind of ended up on the low ground there, and there's no way they're going to ever take that fight. So they're going to scurry out. Hopefully, Jan can put down some good sticky traps and just at least delay them, maybe even get a pick. But I think everything's been spotted. Like, Daga, yeah, he's not going to walk into those. Good thing for him. So it's even Ubers, and this is a very difficult spot to pressure in properly here for Global Clan. So I think they're just going to walk back and be happy with their 4-0 lead. They can just run out the clock a little bit if they want to. Just let the bus crew send in some players, and then hopefully they can get some counter-attacks going.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely in control of this game. Global Clan absolutely controls this game with an iron fist, so they can do whatever they please, as both soldiers on bus crew do jump in, as we've expected. One goes down, Raph is in behind in lobby, and already getting chased down by the scouts as well, so he's not going to be accomplishing anything either. Ixie, the only player to even drop into the double digits of health there.
Oh, he was on 1
still
HP.
live.
He was
actually, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he was very weak. But he got out, so maybe it's just a sign that all the fortune favors Global Clan in this game. And they're going to just press their luck now as they just put a ton of pressure on into middle, trying to jump into soldiers, but they're being rebuffed pretty heavily.
Yeah, I mean, Busker are certainly holding their ground here. Utka, very far forward, very ambitious there. Does not manage to feed, however, so anybody having their bets on that would be disappointed now. Busker actually looking to take a bit of ground here in the valley, and yeah, even just pushing it forward. Raph going in deep, actually getting onto Daga. Nicely done by him. However, both soldiers now dead means there's a lot missing here for the bus crew. And suddenly Global Clan has counter momentum that they can immediately roll into lobby here. Maybe even try to cut off these players. If they were just a little faster, they probably could have cut off some of these bus crew players, as they're now flooding in and just pressuring them back ever so slightly more and more. There hasn't been an Uber used in this game for at least the past 5 minutes. As I say that, Martin is forced into using his just to pretty much escape with his team at this rate, as Utka gets cleaned up for being overextended, and Global Clan again just dominating these pushes.
Yeah, it's kind of tragic just how much better these Uber situations are for Dowie right now. Like, it's not even like Dowie has to do anything, it's just his team are just playing so well, keeping him safe while they're forcing out Martin. Mattis is going to go down in his effort to buy a ton of space, but he did succeed in the mission of buying that space. And I think Busker, they're just going to have to back out here. They've lost too much space. They're going to have to see if they can muscle their way through some doors, and they're not going to do that. And Martin, he's only on 60% of this Uber is about to come in.
Yep, there it is immediately. Global Clan taking no prisoners whatsoever. There are stickies on the point, so they're going to have to wait until they can try and get some cap time on there, as second just now got capped out as well. So this Uber actually didn't really accomplish as much as they might have wanted. They lose Flick as well, and Charlie does pick up Utka, but ultimately trades for him. So that was not as good as Global Clan would have wanted it to be. They just weren't quite fast enough on the cap. They couldn't quite find the bus crew players all hiding in spawn. Now Martin having his own Uber to respond with. Will use it, but there's already a bit of a wraparound going. We have Ixie and Matt going into lobby, overwhelming Raph just by sheer numbers.
Yeah, I think
And,
they're a bit too slow, unfortunately.
yeah, they're not
to
going to get the back
cap.
cap, but they're going to be able to just tear up the backline a bit here, as Busker are going to be forced to go back and deal with them. Ixie's going to be the first to fall. Matt is also dangerously low, cleaned up as well, so Busker still holding their ground a little bit on second here, and that as an Uber advantage fades.
He just wasn't able to get out. I think he was trying to hide behind lines, but he just runs into a scout. And if you've ever played this game at an even slightly decent level, you know that running into a scout accidentally is just death for a demo man. You were so unlikely to win that duel, and especially not at this level. So, yeah. Dagger's not going to be in a great position to put up some traps. He's just now getting them set up, so there was quite the window, but I think we might just see another of these Uber. Yeah, here we go.
There it is, right away. It's actually a real exchange for once. I think this is pretty much the first one we've seen all game long. Neither team getting forced early or anything like that, but ultimately GlobalClan come out on top of the exchange, which is better positioning. They send in Flick, try and do a bit of cleanup, doesn't manage to do anything though. And GlobalClan just hold on to their second as the teams reset for this. Even with a player down, Busker's still hesitant here to really take the ground. They finally push into second a bit now that they have realized that player advantage. Flick is still respawning. Daga gets picked up actually, so they have a decent chance here trying to get into last as well. Flick coming up on the heavy, ready for a last hold, as the bus crew actually just really try to go forward on the far side. Not quite willing to take that in though. Gonna back out to lobby, probably wait for the Uber as they actually drop Raph on the flank.
Yeah, they were thinking about the dry push there, but there's just no way. Those are heavy, just spinning up, shooting them at a distance. So that wasn't going to work, but it's really incredible how much better this all works for bus crew when they have like a real exchange of like both Ubers at the same time, and then they can play it from there. That works so much better than just Martin getting popped for no gain.
Yeah, before the Uber goes off though, Ixie gets a nice little body shot onto Warped, taking him out of the equation for this exchange, which obviously immediately stems the tide and puts it in the favor of GlobalClan as they, well, you know, not only hold, but also look to be taking a bit of ground in lobby here again. Matt just a little forward, gets forced back again, but there's so much pressure coming out of the main lobby now with the entire team of GlobalClan there. Ixie still on the sniper as well, posing a bit of a danger. Wrap around by bus crew to the other side, but the sentry's still in lost as well. The sniper's still in play. They do pick up Daga, so at least they get a little bit of damage out of the way. Warped gets picked off again by Ixie though. He's taking no prisoners right now. This man is looking to shoot some heads. Charlie and Matt pick up a couple of kills of their own, including Martin. So again, no heals, and Matt lives for way too long. Kills Raph as well. My lord.
Yeah, really big, and there's like a sentry that you can retreat to, so Dowie is not in danger. I really feel like the theme of this whole map has just been Dowie is in no danger. Like a bunch of stuff has happened with Martin, and Dowie is just chilling. Like he's doing good. He's as good.
Speaking of,
Martin.
you almost like, you know, called that one to happen as Charlie just jumps down up from the bridge, and it's another quick kill onto Martin there. Uber comes out of Dowie now to clean up some straggling players. Slash is in behind, beats Flick in the lobby. He's probably, if not win that battle, at least he does that, but you know, now he's gonna be very much exposed to his position, so it's not much he will be able to accomplish. If he gets away with his life, I'd be very much surprised.
Yeah, it's a 40 HP Slash was a 180 HP Scout here. Yeah, Ixie actually just gonna blindside him, take him down. There was not much chance there for Slash. He tried his best. He bought some time at least. I'll give him that. But now it's gonna just be these soldiers jumping in here for GlobalClan. Gonna do quite a lot of damage onto the soldier. But the rest of the team need to make their way in here as well if this push is going to succeed. And it looks like GlobalClan, they're just going to take a chill pill and make their way indoors and maybe just retreat a bit. And, you know, they can afford it. They have both the advantage and the point advantage. We're actually at a point now where you could probably see the GG plugin come into effect because there's no way this map is going to go do anything other than go to GlobalClan.
Yeah, unless Busker someone managed to slash kill everybody in the server and then teleport on top of the point at the exact second they have to cap it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be impossible for them to take 4 rounds within 2.5 minutes. As we enter wonderful garbage time.
Put on
But
time
players,
scale. Let's do this.
yeah, exactly. Make it entertaining at the very least. You know, show us something cool. Go for some cool log kills, or somebody switch to spy. You know, get some backstab, something like that. For the love of God, I want to see something cool happen. There's both teams have an Uber. Slash is dead. This looks like Global Clan might actually want to go in. I mean, Charlie's already in behind. The entirety of bus crews bunched up in one place.
Oh,
They're gonna actually
Charlie?
meet in lobby.
Oh, he missed Raph. Mr. I have the most air shots. He's actually missed one there. But it's another exchange. Can Buskru prove that they win these? There's a single scout in pretty deep. Oh, he's going to get taken down. Looks like Global Clan is going to end up way ahead in this exchange.
Yep, and that's a surprise to absolutely nobody. Given how they've played thus far, they're going to be able to cap out mid here, obviously. Slash, I mean, he's still in. And Martin somehow going for a back cap all alone. He does actually get Flick in that duel.
No, Charlie, no. Charlie did like a huge skip jump forward. He wanted to land on the med kit, but he was like bonks into a wall and just craters.
Unbelievable.
So Charlie, he was being real quick there. Good job. And then he goes down. Yeah. Hey, at least Martin has died again while Doey's chilling.
Yeah, you know, just good stuff. I mean, the teams are obviously in garbage time. This wasn't shown on stream, but I just saw Martin and Flick do a frickin' melee duel. Like, I think we're at that point of the match, right? We're at that point. Global Clan might be looking to round this out with the win difference. They certainly have an opportunity to do it here. If they just take this very quickly, they can make it a 5-0 just for bragging rights, really, as they Uber into loss. They very much look to be doing that. Slash gets focused down on that heavy immediately. There's no cap time yet, and Jan is going to get a couple of nice little kills there, so even though he does play with his life, he's actually going to keep his team in this last hold. Flick, the only player alive, he gets cleaned up as well. So they're not giving them the 5-0 roll.
Yeah, no win difference tonight. I don't know, Jan put on his invisibility cloak there. He was just standing behind everyone, putting down a carpet, and then he just blew everyone up. So that's going to be a last hold. 5 seconds remaining. You have 5 seconds to get an air shot. Hey, there we go. Well done, Raph. That's going to go straight into the logs. And that's going to be that GG 4-0 in favor of GlobalClan.EU. They are officially in the playoffs, or Electro. They're going to miss it. So no Eames in the playoffs, unfortunately. I feel like not that long ago, this was a situation where Eames was desperately trying to get into the playoffs, and then he got denied at the very last turn. And once again, it's a tough life for an Aura Electro fan.
It's unfortunately the sad nature of how things go here. Let's look at some numbers just to quantify how much of a roll this was. Martin died 3 times as much as Doey did.
Yeah, that's the big stat.
That's a big one, I think.
But he did 8 times more damage than Doey. So.
Also true. He did get a kill too. So
who really had the better game?
Who really won here? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Doey did 52 damage. I'm gonna guess that's 1 arrow. Yeah, he hit 1 arrow on an enemy, and then otherwise he was just chilling. So that just shows you how safe Doey was the entire game. He was just absolutely having a grand old time. It's actually a pretty low DPM overall, but you know, there's a lot of stalemate points here. Lots of soldiers bombing in and then dying and respawning. So not a big deal. Flick going 21-9. That's pretty good. Ixie 18-13. Doesn't look very impressive. 118 DPM, but Ixie did a lot of suiciding as well, and really he was the one that snuck in from below and got I don't know how many of those forces.
Yeah, he got so many crucial plays out of it. So the stats unfortunately don't reflect that, but he was so crucial to all the flanks he did. It's crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna look real bad in the stats, Ixie, but that's only because we don't have a stat for Uber forces. We're sorry. That's just how stats are. Deceptive and cruel.
Looking at the medics as well, I mean, it's pretty much a similar story, yeah. Doey got 2 extra Ubers, didn't drop once. I didn't even know that Martin dropped at some point. Thought he always got forced. I didn't even see that 1 drop he had, I guess. It was part of the situation, and yeah, just overall, the stats reflect it was a dominant performance for the Global Clan of EU as we're headed into our second map of Process.
Indeed, and very different map, but I will say we saw a lot of like double soldier bombs and like soldier scout sacks on Metalworks, and you actually see that a lot on this map as well. But everything else is basically different. But this is the OG map. This is the one that everyone's comfortable with, you know. So maybe like Slash not having Prem experience, for instance, doesn't really matter because he has just plugged this map a gajillion times, just like everyone else. So maybe that can somehow diminish the advantages of GlobalClan. But I would say GlobalClan, they really look like they are just in control and having a really good time, and everything just seems to come up their way. However, whatever really happens there for them. So I'm not worried for GlobalClan at all. And also, but okay, hot take. You know, they just made the playoffs. It doesn't matter anymore, right? Like they can't beat out anyone. They're going to end up fourth. It's settled. So why not just do some wild shit?
Why not just mess around a little bit? There's certainly an opportunity there. I mean, you could certainly just, maybe go with a gentleman's agreement, everybody off classes or something like that, just to have a bit of fun. It's certainly possible. It's rare you get that opportunity
Yeah.
in a regular season match or something like that. I mean, especially if you're for the playoffs race, the fact that they've managed to take that first map very convincingly is certainly gonna help out with that. So yeah, maybe we'll see some wacky hijinks, like couple of spies, a sniper, or something like that.
Maybe the pizza polished rollout that is on process. I don't know if you know what that is.
What exactly? Yeah, what is the pizza polish roll? Because that team was around for like one tournament, and then what's so special about the pizza polish rollout?
It's
Tell us, Peter.
the double soldier airstrike rollout
Ah,
on process. So you just
right,
like
yeah.
land two soldiers in their choke as they're rolling out, and let's just say it's really really good, and you can't prove me wrong because nobody ever does it. But that that's the strat. It's really really good. Just trust me. Obviously, you have to wear the pizza skin for your rocket launchers,
Yeah,
otherwise it
it's
doesn't
important.
work. Yeah,
It's part of the namesake. Obviously, you have to use that one. No, I,
yeah,
I was gonna mention this as well when you said that this is basically everybody's comfort map, right? If you
yeah.
if you had to think, whenever somebody learns like a rollout on soldier in like on any sixes map or whatever, almost everybody is gonna go to process first because that's one of the easiest ones to learn to begin with, right?
And the most fun.
It's Yeah, it's also the most fun, but it's such a smooth rollout. It works so
Yeah.
well. So I think that there's a good case to be made that this probably is everybody's comfort map in one way or another. I mean, if you compare it to Gully, yeah, you can roll out on that map, but it's not particularly interesting in
Yeah,
comparison or anything
yeah.
like that. Snakewater has some stuff going on, but still, it's not as easy. And God knows, I don't even know Metalworks. That map was added to rotation after I stopped actively playing to begin with, so I don't even know how you roll out on that map.
Yeah, like I feel like all of the maps have like a couple of like speed jumps where you hit some things and then you kind of end up in the skybox. Like even Gully Wars has those. They're just not that, I don't know, practical for the most part. I think Sunshine comes the closest to having like a really fast, like
Mhm.
actually powerful rollout, right? Like you go through Valley and you just like land on the demo man really quickly. But like process, you can go really fast and then you can do a bunch of different things. So like when you do a fast rollout, like when you first learn them, you just go all in on the demo man every time. But then later on, you kind of realize that hey, you can just land on the crates or steal their med kit or go into the sewers or whatever, right? Like there's a ton of different things that you can do. You can just
Yeah, you have a lot of
do nothing.
options when
Yeah,
you once you get to that choke point and you jump through there. You get basically three options or four options where you want to land to begin with, depending on how high you go. And people can certainly switch it up a little bit, but we'd have to stop talking about random theory talk as it looks like the players are actually looking to play. We're headed into our first round of process as Jan makes a very fast rollout happen, and our first mid-fight is underway. Jan actually alone for quite a while there. Now the team's finally able to look at each other for a little bit, seeing what's going to happen here. Deep bomb by warped onto the demo. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get Daga. Matt responding with a bomb of his own. Lots of pressure onto Martin, actually. He's feeling quite about a danger here, so he's going to go out as well as Jan has gone down, and so has Utka. Charlie dangerously low, but no danger at all. So again, just a very dominant push here
the
by
big bomb in
GlobalClan.
from the soldier Matt. It's
And
going to completely shut
yeah.
off this escape. No way out there. And Man, did they switch colors?
They did definitely
Yeah, they
switch
did.
colors,
All
yes.
right, okay. I was gonna say I was confused, but yeah, it was basically like Daga got jumped really early on. He survived with 27 HP, and that was basically the middle. When a soldier goes all in like that, he better trade. Otherwise, it's really bad for you, and you can kind of see why here, as he just gets an arrow and then he can just rejoin the fight, and it's just a 4 on 6 basically. So really rough time there. Stowy once again 100% advantage, and there's like a measly, oh, it's actually level 3 sentry holding the fort, but that's gonna be all.
Yeah, that's gone already. There's still stickies on the point. They're cleared out now, and no players have fallen from GlobalClan until Flick just right there. So, you know, Busker are holding on decently well. I mean, they're picking up a couple of players there as well. No soldiers for GlobalClan, so GlobalClan certainly not taking home this push. Now Martin had himself on a little bit of a 30% ad here. Gonna be taking his team into second. They're gonna be retaking that pretty much for free as well, so yeah.
Yeah, good hold.
Good hold. Eager push by GlobalClan that just didn't quite work out the way they wanted to. Again, Bus Crew, I've noticed that even on Middleworks, they do a decent job at kiting the Ubers usually. Sometimes they do it too well and forget about the point, but you know, that time around it certainly worked in their favor. As they now find themselves going into mid here, they do lose Edgar to an early sticky trap, but that's not a huge loss. It just buys GC a bit of time. They were gonna get that Uber up anyway before Bus Crew could really get
They
anywhere.
might go aggressive
so
here because Charlie was on the sniper and then he just switched off, which tells me that they want to speed up the game and not go down. Oh my god, look at that soldier in the sky. Or is it the pause? Okay,
I think it's
thought
a pause.
Yeah, I was like, what? I did not know about that spot. But then, no, it's just paused. It's not like a place in the skybox where you can just,
Yeah,
like,
for a
glitch.
second I thought he was wall bugging up there as well, but then I
Yeah.
noticed that Flick was just standing still in choke, looking up at him. So I think that that's not something you would normally do.
Yeah. Yeah, look at Flick. His movement is terrible. No, yeah.
God damn, it's just these pure concentration, you know.
Yeah. Anytime now, he's going to come down. I just need to stay focused, line up this shot. Gonna get it. Yeah, okay, so he's not actually glitched up there. He's just waiting to come down. This is a pretty good jump in. But I'm sure Flick is not going to run into a double sync rocket, right? Like, there's no way Flick would do that.
I mean,
right?
now, I mean, obviously this pause happened 90 seconds in the future, so we don't know. If this was what he was seeing, then obviously he would very well be aware of what's gonna happen. But he's already looking up there. He already sees Warped coming. If
Yeah.
Flick has any, like an ounce of a neuron firing in his brain at this very moment, he notices like, oh, this guy's probably gonna try to kill me. So, yeah, I doubt that there's gonna be much coming out of that one. And here's the unpause. Yeah, Warp just rotates around the sides. He's not gonna get shot out of the sky by a scout as the game continues on. With almost all of GlobalClan just in PC, Matt is gonna slip through. Unfortunately, doesn't quite find any targets that he wants to get onto, as Ixie slips through top as well, gets cleaned up by Raph, so GlobalClan are going to be bleeding those players at the flank, and they're going to be backed out to mid again.
Yeah, there's a single scout in really aggressively, and Warp also kind of making his way in. This is a bit of a trickle coming in here for Bus Crew, but they are going to eventually make it in. They do have a man advantage, and they are actually going to get the exchange going.
Interesting choice there to really stay in for the exchange by GlobalClan, but it looks like it's going to be remotely working in their favor. I mean, they trade Utga for Charlie and manage to actually keep themselves in this fight a little bit longer. They do lose Daga towards the tail end there, and that's pretty bad as the soldiers both jump in, get onto Doey. That's going to be his first step, I'm going to assume, in this matchup so far. So, yeah,
It's happened.
the Bus Crew holding on. I think maybe they warmed up a little bit now. Maybe GlobalClan are taking it a little bit easier. Who knows? They certainly are performing a lot better on this map, the Bus Crew, and they're going to be able to take second here for pretty much free as well. They're not expecting GlobalClan to just give this up for free, but they are ultimately doing that. They're going to be able to take the second point.
And there's going to be a big Uber advantage going into last here as well. And, oh, there we go. We see someone disconnect, look like a scout. Or a demo man, actually. Going to be missing. So Jan taking a little coffee break there. He's back. And he's going to be in time for the Uber, I think. He's going to be not quite as healthy as he would want to, but otherwise it's going to be all fine. Still 70% on Doey, so as long as Bus Crew, they're quick, it's going to be fine. Oh no, they lost the scout.
That's a bad. It's not as terrible as losing a more crucial player early, but certainly for an Uber, it's not ideal. And now Doey is certainly coming up on his Uber. He's almost got it, and there's like no danger whatsoever. I mean, they've taken down the sentry, but that is absolutely it. Charlie's already wrapped around onto the combo, nuked them down with Ixie helping out a bit on the other side as well. Ultimately, it does not look that good for Busker. I mean, Warp is going to get on the point here, but he's just going to get cleaned up. Martin is going to get kill binded. He doesn't even give them any credit for the kill. So, yeah.
Yeah, if Fantasy TF2 was a thing, he would have screwed over a lot of guys, but it is not. That's going to be a recap. Doey on the Uber advantage, but not as big as you might expect. He's going to have about 30%, but you know, Martin, he needs to be careful not to overextend in this situation. Do see Slash on the sniper. He's pretty far back, not really in a good position right now. Going to eventually just switch off.
That didn't work out quite that well for him. I mean, it was a valid attempt, but ultimately, that sniper was just a cute play at best as GlobalClan roll forward into sewer here, actually, pretty quickly. Very, very aggressively going in there as Buskrew give up almost all their position on second as well. I mean, they probably anticipate this Uber advantage to be bigger than it actually is. They're respecting these GlobalClan players, maybe a bit too much, giving them a lot of free space here. Looking to, I guess, hold it with the exchange on last instead. Maybe that's more comfortable for them as the exchange is underway immediately. And the GlobalClan players are out as quickly as they were in, with nobody dying. Until the exchange is over. Nope, nobody's dying. Wow, okay, that's
just solid exchange. Just a bunch of shiny players running around. Not really hurt.
Charlie's in.
He actually hit a really nice shot there. Man's gonna land on like 22 HP. Could have almost died to fall damage there, but just barely able to survive that. Charlie, he hits some rockets, man. It's very scary when he's jumping here. You see Utka on sniper, he's going to snipe long. And let's see what Charlie comes back on. Is he going to do anything interesting here? He is holding the door open. He might have you calling for a scout to run back.
Oh, no, he's going spy himself. Oh, he missed the spy crab. Unbelievable. Okay. Oh, they're gonna switch it up a little bit, trying to get the stalemate broken that way. I mean, it's certainly a solid attempt. Let's see how he's going to do this one, as Utka still very aggressive with his angle here. Nobody's peeking it, obviously. Charlie now is going to be making sure that his team is also aware of that sniper's whereabouts at any given point. Sentry's on the point as well. So Charlie is going to be the playmaker for his team here, as GlobalClan are looking to create a bit of distraction now, letting him get in, slip through undetected. If you're the bus crew at this point, you might get a little suspicious that there might be something going on. I mean, Raph is forward here trying to hold these players back in lobby. Yeah, Charlie's taking his time.
We've got the dispenser armor on Martin right now, which is a very difficult spot to backstab in.
He's gonna settle for Raph, isn't he? Yep, okay, that's gonna be all he goes for. Even spy crabs are right after just for the BM. You love to see it, and he's still in because he hasn't really been spotted. He might get out to warped. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, all
Fair
right.
enough.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta take what you're given. You know, when life gives you lemon, just backstab 2 soldiers. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Yeah, it worked out in the end. I mean, the real Chad play now would be if he stays on spy and just continues with it. But obviously, he's not gonna do that. I think anybody has the balls to do that in this economy. Not at all. That being said, he did create a bit of chaos. Utka is also down, so no sniper threat for the bus crew here to work with, and GlobalClan are just perfectly content.
Some booties on. Who's that? That's Charlie. He's got like the man threads on, I think, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, those are the man threads. Yeah, he's gonna try to like do some cheeky strafing or something.
Yeah, interesting. Also, you take very little push
knockback.
Yeah, knockback. So you can just like jump into a sentry. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he gets the force out.
Wow, that is incredibly done. I mean, there was a bit of softening up there by Matt as well, as Martin is just basically forced to not die in a horrible, horrific manner. That would have looked great in a frag video, but ultimately he's gonna live. And they actually force out.
Wasn't strong enough. Look at the
force
chat.
out.
Dispenser betrayed me. He's so unhappy.
Beautiful. But they do manage to force Doey though. Warped actually slips out and manages to get onto him, so they equalize the Ubers here, and they still have a solid last hold going. I mean,
Daga got sniped. That's really important. That means that even if you thought about maybe going anyway, There's no way you're going to be able to do it without your main damage dealer.
Look
So
at
we are
this.
going to settle down right now. It's a
It's got
slight,
cheeky.
yeah, advantage on Martin, but nothing you can really push on. So we just see Utka lining up some more shots here. See if he can get a sword. Yeah, not getting spammed out either. So we're just settling down. Is it another man-threat bomb? Doesn't look like it. No, it's just gunboats. Just gunboats. So now we have this situation again. Will the dispenser work out better this time for Martin?
Who knows? They certainly lose their sniper again on the far side. Ultimately, wouldn't really matter all that much, but a player is a player, and Global Clans certainly don't take prisoners on situations like this. And man, Charlie's really laying down the damage on those teleporters. This flick is going to clean up the sentry, so there's a couple of crits into Slack's Frontier Justice there. That is a force to be reckoned with if you're not shiny. And Ixie is just in again somehow. Gets onto Martin, just pushes him back into spawn. I didn't even see him slip past.
Yeah. Took out the revenge crits. That's probably the most important part, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to get waddled on by a stupid engineer. Raph gets double directed there by Charlie. Great job by him. There's a scout in super deep, but there's no way he's going to be able to get in there and do anything. He's in fact going to get taken down. So now it's 2 players down in favor of Global Clan. They can just move in here with the 2-man advantage if they really want to. And they are going to send in at least a soldier here. Charlie tries his best.
The Uber is actually popped out of Martin, forcing the exchange upon Global Clan as well in lobby, as shiny players look at one another when they cannot hurt each other, and all that happens is that, again, another sentry is destroyed and Slash has stored up some more crits.
There we go. At least we fed him, so just whack your sentry and maybe shoot some people, some real gamers with some real crit rockets. Not rockets. Pellets.
Can you imagine if you could do that on Soldier?
That sounds
My
balanced
God.
to me.
That sounds extremely fine. Okay, again, on the sniper here, he really likes just playing the sniper on this last right now. I mean, they've spent the past 10 minutes on this last point, so you can't blame the man for being a little bored by now, as Charlie's up on the spy again as well.
See, this is where you just go full troll mode, right? Because it doesn't matter as far as points go. If I was red, Global Clan, I would just make a teleporter myself. Just go NG, and then just send in Suiciders and just go teleport to the front, like people did in like old school gravel pit.
Just build a level 3 on the enemy's second, just for the BM. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the play.
Well, Charlie has uncloaked, he is behind. Let's see if he can get something. The distraction is in.
Nice.
And the Uber is actually forced out, so ultimately, Charlie basically didn't even get to do anything. Matt alone was already enough to force Martin.
Did really well.
It was such a good distraction that the thing that they were distracting for ended up being completely superfluous.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
It's actually a good thing Charlie died, right? Because now he can just respawn and be a really helpful part of this push on Soldier instead of Spy. So 100% advantage. They just need to decide which door they want to take, and I think every door is very likely to lead to success.
Daga in deep immediately. They take down Martin instantaneously. No heals for the bus crew here as they have to try and make the best of this point defense as they can. Daga goes dangerously low, but still lives for now. Finally gets taken down. Yon gets taken down as well, though. It's not looking like it's very winnable right now. Matt is the only player left, and he's certainly doing a lot of damage, but ultimately he gets taken down. And the bus crew still hold on, and we're still 0-0.
Yeah, GlobalClan, apparently they haven't quite figured this last push out quite as much. Seems like they haven't been able to like stack it with Scout the same way, or just cleaning up everyone. But oh my god, look at this. Flick and Ixie just combining to just clean up everyone here for Bus Crew. They need to just back out right now, otherwise they're going to be overwhelmed, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They need to lock down these doors, but currently they're just kind of nestled up in this bunker, and everyone from Global Clan, they can just waddle in here if they so please.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. They're going to be taking as much ground. Now Doey has his Uber as well, instantly uses it to make sure none of his precious players that are with him take any, unnecessary damage here, and that's going to be the first round going the way of Global Clan after a solid 14 minutes.
Yeah, not exactly clean, but you take a point when it's given to you. Like they actually had to really fight for that one, but they seem to be in control for most of it, right? It was mostly them trying to push into last, and the last pushes just haven't been that good. But hey, it's going to be 1-0. That's all you need, and both demos are going to chip some damage out to each other.
Yeah, and then Raph meets Charlie on top of the crate and ultimately loses to the arrow of Doey. So who's the real player here, as Warped also gets dangerously low, but Flick is going to be the next player to fall, followed by Slash. So the frags are certainly falling in the favor of GC right now, but positioning-wise, it's anybody's game still, as players just get picked off ever so slightly. No soldiers now for GlobalClan, with Flick still dead as well. I think they're finally looking to get out here. Ixie gets cleaned up,
medics,
and
man.
Doey is actually in some danger here, getting chased down by Warped, who doesn't quite get the final rocket he needed to.
Both Daga and Flick, they're winning very important duels. Gonna enable him to hold on to second and maybe even like contest mid even to some degree. Like they're obviously not gonna stop this, right? Like surely they're not gonna do it. But you can see they're thinking about it. Like they are gonna go into choke, but Flick, as the meter goes down super weak, and they're gonna have to exchange. But it is an uber exchange here, Surny.
Yeah, and it is one that's pretty even as Raph gets taken down on the sidelines. He's going to be the first player to fall, leaving GlobalClan in a better position as they pick up Warped as well, only losing Charlie thus far. And Slash having to run away weak as well means that this is going to be a GlobalClan midpoint taken, at least for the time being.
And they even have a man advantage as well to go with that. Actually, Raph's going to get the forward spawn, so scratch that. No man advantage going in here. But they don't need it. They don't need no stinking man advantage. They're just going to pressure this choke anyway.
Keep going. Just keep it rolling. Who cares? There's Charlie. There's Matt. Both jumping in high, trying to get onto some players here. Ultimately just getting juggled around a bit. Not really hitting the things they need to. Utga is just going to feast on those two soldiers very, very easily as Warp cleans up Daga in choke as well. And now the bus crew keeps rolling forward.
Yeah, there's no way anyone from the bus crew are going to let anyone get onto Martin in this one. Martin actually has quite the uber advantage, but it looks like they're going to try and stack the point to prevent the forward spawn. Unfortunately, they were a bit too slow, and both of the two forward spawners are going to come in here for GlobalClan. And just going to be Raph trying his best. He actually gets the demo man. That's a pretty nice pick.
Yeah. That's a nice bomb. I saw them trying to go for the double bomb there. Unfortunately, Warped hit his little head on top of that bar and choke, though. Couldn't quite follow up with the high bomb, so they didn't accomplish as much as they wanted with it. Just imagining what it could have been is going to be upsetting enough, as Ixie's on the sniper on the second, and Warped now trying to maybe do what he couldn't do before. Gets Daga again. This man is just going to be stuck in the respawn queue, and he forces out Doey as well. Actually, the exchange was going on. Never mind. I thought Martin wasn't even in. Turns out they were actually in. So that was actually totally fair that Doey popped there. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have without Warped being
I think it was
in.
like
Now
a
that I think
mutual
about
pop. Yeah, mutual getting popped. They're getting forced. It's a pretty good time there. Actually, Ixie's going to go onto the sniper. So maybe trying to see if they can bring that out, slow down the game, see if you can get some sneaky picks. Actually, I kind of feel like the Ixie sniper is slightly underrated. He's very, very good at it. And, you know, he's not like that flashy of a player. I feel like he always tends to go for like the safe picks where he just like body shots a scout. And then you're like, well, that's boring, but also now you have a man advantage.
Yeah, speaking of, he just body shots Slash there, you know, putting his mark on the board, making sure that they're now aware that they probably don't want to peek those sightlines as Ixie walks very close into choke here, getting protected by Daga. And Warp jumps in again, getting onto Daga again. Doesn't quite get the kill though as he's cleaned up, and they're gonna just leave it at that. That's the sack play. Now it's GlobalClan's turn to try and go for a sack of their own, or just make a bit of space for their sniper. That's effectively the same thing if you think about it.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of pressure in the choke. Charlie's so weak here. He's gonna get followed up on Raph. Following damage call brings a tear to my eye, and then he's even gonna escape with that. So one man advantage. Charlie not gonna be in the fight. That's a lot of spam missing right now for GlobalClan, but it looks like Bus Crew are not really going to push the issue, at least not yet, and they're kind of losing their window now to do anything. Raph's going to jump in, but it's just him. Scout has actually snuck in from behind. Okay, I actually think Slash just managed to sneak his way in, and no one saw him.
Yeah, I think that's like the perfect distraction by Raph there. You love to see it, but it's really going to be on how Slash tries to make use of his very advantageous position right now, because certainly nobody's seen him.
Distracting?
Oh, he's gonna get onto the medic here. Does he get enough damage to Doey? It's enough for the follow-up bombs to try and, you know, pop at least. So they managed to force Doey off, but they do trade 2 players for it, and now they're gonna have to use their own Uber to clean up at least Flick and the Choker. Charlie and Daga are both very low, so if they can clean up this damage, at the very least, they could get a couple other ones. They do get Charlie, but they did also lose, I believe it was Warped, to a headshot there, and Matt is just gonna get some more spam onto Utka, and then, yeah, it's not certainly looking all that great for them.
Hey,
Beautiful, nice juggle air shot there. You love to see it.
He was up against the wall. We're still counting it.
Yeah, it counts. Of course it does.
Yeah, he hit it. All right. GlobalClan, they're going to move in here just to make sure that everyone's way out. Actually, Slash even not going to make it out. Just too enclosed that whole area. And Martin, he might get the forward spawn. It looks like he's going to get it. Yeah, he will, just barely. He's going to get picked up there by his soldiers. But Doey still with a massive advantage, so he's going to make his way onto second. And I think they're aiming to take it into last, but that might be a bit difficult. But if they can just lock down all the doors, that might actually be what they're going to get. And looks like that's going to be the case indeed.
Yeah, it's an ambitious play, but it's certainly going to work for them given their massive ad to work with here. They're going to go in through 3 immediately onto the far left side here, as they only pick up essentially now Warped as well, but they've already lost Charlie, so, you know, player-wise, it's certainly not that amazing for GlobalClan just yet. They lose Matt as well. A lot of cap time, though, so now these Busker players are going to be forced onto the point, which is prime time for Daga to maybe deal a bit of damage, but he just doesn't get the angle. He doesn't have the team backing him up anymore, as Busker already really taking this far forward, rolling it out as far as they can, making sure that everybody is gone. And GlobalClan are forced back, as Charlie's actually just forward in IT, almost manages to kill John. Ixie's going to clean up that damage. I did just say John. Really nice. My bad. That's like sacrilegious or something, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we were all very disappointed in you, Surny. But look at this, there's just so many players being taken down. That's going to be an uber force here onto Martin. Doey, he's just kind of chilling, but nice shot there by Warp, just jumped into choke. There's shots the Demo Man down. That could definitely help out this whole situation, but Doey just in no danger once again. Charlie is quite in a lot of danger. Oh, I think he got arrowed actually, so he survives for quite long, and that's going to be Martin going down to Flick. So all of us, we have the situation where a lot of players are alive for Bus Crew, but they have no medic, and Doey is on 100% advantage.
Yeah, that's a very familiar situation that we found ourselves in several times throughout these 2 maps, and it looks like Busker are doing everything they can in their power to try and prevent that from happening again. They send a lot of players into the combo. Daga goes into so low, Doey getting hit a bit as well, but ultimately it's not enough. Charlie, in the meantime, rolls forward into the enemy second. Matt is there as well, gets onto Yawn, beautifully done. He's just left to see it.
Yeah, well done. You know, I'm happy that Doey actually had to work for his Uber advantage this time around. You know, he actually had to do some dodging and surfing this time around. He didn't just like chill out. And it's going to be about a 50% advantage with Seeker trying to snipe out here. But this is another great opportunity for GlobalClan to just get some distance between them and Bus Crew.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is certainly looking very solid. A little bit of cap time already. Everybody on Bus Crew is just trapped in spawn for a while there. But Daga does go down. He's traded for Yawn. So no demos on either side. Charlie going down as well means now Bus Crew, the defenders, on a bit of a player's advantage here. They certainly have the positionings mounted as well, so GlobalClan again, not being able to really round out that cap, even if they keep players in spawn for a while. It's not long enough. And Nixie has actually just slipped through. And he's not even going to get on the cap right away. He's going to delay just a little bit to wait for
standing on it. And
he's wait for people to go out. And there you go. He's going to cap it out. Beautifully done.
Yeah, just as planned. But yeah, really great job there by Ixie. Just snakes his way in and gets that cap in an otherwise not that great situation. But yeah, GlobalClan, they definitely haven't figured out a good last push. It kind of feels like they're not playing the point hard enough because they're just allowing Bus Crew to just cocoon in their own spawn, and it's fine. Even when there were no stings on it this time around. But we have another mid. Let's see what happens on this one, Surny.
Anything can happen. We've seen it all. Warped goes in deep and then just jumps right out again. As Raph is going to be the first player to go down on this mid fight. Warped is going to nuke down Ixie, but ultimately that's all he's going to accomplish is... Well, you know, he got Charlie as well. I'm talking out my ass, clearly. But, you know, it's still equal players for the time being, and the crucial targets are still alive and on the board as well. Obviously, people are going to be eyeing those down as Matt gets taken down. GlobalClan are now definitely going to be in the scramble to try and retreat here with the respawners from Bus Crew arriving sooner rather than later. And Buskrew just rolling it forward so aggressively. Daga's actually going to get taken down as well. They're really
So much
keeping up the
pressure.
momentum here. Yeah, so much pressure, just consistently going forward. They're going to be able to force off Dowie first. Martin immediately popping after, flashing quite a lot to
Oh,
make up for
Raph
the fact
dies
that
on
his
the
Uber was
flank
better.
though.
Mm,
Very unfortunate there, but this fight is not over. Buskrew, they want to keep on going. They're either going to take down Flick. Soda is going to go down as well.
wow.
Yeah, it's a really big trade. It's going to be a 3-on-2. Both medics are alive. And that was just a real brute force take of second there by Buskrew. They just had the momentum the entire time, like starting all the way in from mid. It was their soldiers that were doing all the jumping in. It was them that was initiating the fights. They were the ones fighting for the high ground, and they just kind of snowballed it in this one long continuous fight all the way on to second. And that's pretty cool to see. And this is definitely a game where Buskrew, they can come back. They're still in this game.
Yeah, it's certainly still possible as we see GlobalClan now in the defensive hold for once. No Uber up on them yet, and they do have Ixie on the sniper as well to maybe catch somebody out. Raph is already in deep on the left side, but there's no real targets for him to bomb onto, so I don't really know what I guess it wasn't really coordinated. Maybe he was trying to go for a sack, maybe catch out somebody on the left side. Ultimately didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah,
And
I think he was
yeah.
looking for Dowie, but Dowie was just like in spawn taking a bathroom break or something. He was just chilling. It's just kind of what Dowie does. He just chills in the background, no problem. So Buskrew, they actually need to do something pretty quickly. They have 4 minutes to get 2 rounds, and you know they're obviously already on the second point. So if they cap within like a minute to a minute and a half, they're still in decent position. But anything slower than that, and it's going to be extremely difficult for them to get 2 points. So they don't have that much time to work with. So I'm almost in the mindset that they kind of just need to get the Ubers out of the way, just get an exchange going, and then just
Yeah, I
take
mean,
it from there.
this is the push that's basically going to decide whether they have an opportunity to still take home any points tonight whatsoever, as they already lose Warped, and then Charlie goes in for the counter sack, but still, you know, not much accomplished with that. Raph is going to get taken down in lobby, and they're going to actually Uber in, at least clean up Matt. But it's not going to be a great Uber into Last Dowie again. Obviously going to feel no danger whatsoever hiding with that sentry. They're just going to be able to hold on to that Uber on Lost with GlobalClan, and then, you know, just slowly but surely push out as their players respawn.
Actually, yeah, they do want to
Yeah.
push. I feel like the lame move here would be to just sit back and win, right, on last. Just wait for the Ubers to run out. But they're actually going to push on it. So I can get behind this. This is a good play. Well done.
Daga got sent into the skybox. I saw him on my screen, and then I saw him at the top of the skybox, and then he still lived until just now. So meanwhile, Matt just killed 2 people as well. He's, you know, just having a good time, cleaning up damage and killing players and all that stuff. But that Uber didn't really accomplish all that much for GlobalClan. So now Martin finding himself on a big advantage again as his respawners are coming in. They're probably going to try to go for another last push here, and it's going to be the one that decides it all, really. Because if this one doesn't go the way they wanted to, then that's a problem. They pick up Dowie very quickly, so that's a good start. However, that's the only kill they've gotten so far. So if they can play the War of Attrition, play on the health, which theirs is actually looking worse even though they have the medic, because Martin just couldn't heal anyone for so long. Ultimately, their players are just way worse, and they can't really commit to the push at all.
Yeah, they have a medic. Dowie did die. I think Jan managed to pick him off in the Uber. So they have that. So I feel like they can just go now and just hope that there's not very good heals on the side of GlobalClan. Like, the faster they go, the better, as far as I'm concerned. And they are going to go in now. And they have about 10 seconds to cap this, and then it's going to just be too slow otherwise. So they've taken the bunker, but there's still this sentry gun over on the right side that they need to deal with.
And Flick just gets a nice little shot from spawn onto Raph as well. Just, you know, taking another player out of the equation as all of Buskrew are just up on the catwalk. They're waiting for their Uber on the enemy lost just casually, you know, no big deal. And they're gonna try to get onto the point here. The sentry finally goes down. But that's all they accomplished with the Uber so far. The respawns are already here. Dowie actually gets taken down by Warped on the side. But even then, it's not looking like a good push for the Buskrew right now. Maybe they're coming back in, so they certainly still have a chance at taking the point here. At the very least, a bit of cap time. The stickies are cleared off the point as well, and it looks like that is going to be the round for them. They did commit to the push, so at the very least they take home a single round.
I think they were too slow, though. Like, they could have done that a little bit earlier. and they actually would have had a chance to cap this. As it is, there's about 40 seconds remaining, and that shouldn't be enough. Like, I'm pretty sure if you just 6-on-0, you can do it. But like GlobalClan, they're going to stand in their way at some point. Yeah, Martin calls out the TCM in chat, but yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. But anyway, we do have a mid-fight here. Lots of soldiers in the skybox. Oh my god.
Ooh.
The warp gets launched up and double air shot there by Charlie, the
My
airshot
god.
leader. There we go.
I saw another crazy kill just before that by Raph as well. Nice flick air shot onto Matt though, so yeah, that was basically what that bit was about. Just soldiers trying to get their air shot stats up, and the round is over. Alright. Times. Speedrun.
Yeah, that's going to be that. That's going to be 6 points for GlobalClan.EU, and they're going to make it into the playoffs, knocking out Aura Electra. We knew that after the first map as well, but this just cements it even more. And Bus Crew, they're going to end up with 3 points for the season. I finished the Prem season with fewer points, so that's still respectable, in my very humble opinion. And we're going to have, yeah, kind of a breakout season for GlobalClan, and now they're going to be facing off against all the big boys in the playoffs. I actually don't know how the playoffs are going to work, but I think the way ETF2L usually does it is that they have like third play against fourth, and then the winner of that plays second play, or yeah, and then the winner of that plays the first place in the finals, something like that. So you know, GlobalClan, they can just like power up and go all the way through until they're ready to take on the big scary Titans in the final.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. I don't even know if it is worth talking about the numbers. I mean, look, both medics got a kill, so it's always a great log when there's a 1 on the kill count for medics. But ultimately, this is just gonna be GlobalClan being your 4th place, or yeah, 4th place finish for the season, right?
All right, I just looked up puffer chest. That is Dutch mini pancakes. I feel like you win
There
that
you go.
one.
Hell yeah. I'm so good at that.
Yeah. All right. Logs. Are there anything really cool in there? I mean, Charlie was beasting. Kind of interesting how both demo men had a lot of damage but no kills. I guess it's just stalemate for you. And then soldiers just screaming in there. Like overall, pretty low damage output from everyone. But yeah, I don't really have anything deep to say about that, especially since we had the double merc scenario here.
Yeah.
Plus crew.
And like, what implications is this gonna have for the playoffs? I don't know, dude. I haven't seen GlobalClan play the other teams that closely. Like, I don't know, maybe they're seeming to be pretty good now. So good luck to them. And that's it for the regular season. Almost. Only one more match on Sunday, I believe. So stay tuned for that, I suppose.
Yeah. And I obviously still have my demo call open, so if you hit anything cool, make sure to submit that. I haven't quite been up to date with watching all the demos, so even if you're Prem, you might want to send it, because I have been busy. Oh, right, and then there's the community clash coming up, I think this weekend. Is it Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday? Saturday and Sunday. You can find all the info on TF2V, and it is sponsored by DreamHack. And if you're an American, you should sign up for it because it's really awesome. And also, you can win some money, and it's a cool tournament. Please do it. Otherwise, why would they ever bother with America again? All right. So that's going to be that for us. Thank you guys for watching so much. Do you have any shout-outs before we go out, Surny?
Nothing specific, obviously. Just the usual, you know. Cheers for watching. Thanks for putting on a decent show, teams, and I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, see you Sunday. Not us specifically, but from TF2E,
Just
we'll see
in
you
general,
Sunday. Yeah. We'll see you then. Have a good night, and bye-bye.